Hello, so another beer review. So today we have a beer from Harbour Brewing Company and it's in collaboration with Thornbridge. It's a can of their Proximity, a 6.8% British hopped IPA. It's got East Kent Goldings, Olicana and Bullion. Proximity is an IPA using the very best British hops. Harbour are based in Bodmin in Cornwall. So, yeah, so there's a bit of a beast of Bodmin in this. It says aroma, herby, honey, spice, flavour, zesty, light spice, finish, dry, bitter, refreshing. So, yeah, sounds interesting. This is actually from Asda. It seems every supermarket has to have a British hopped IPA these days in their craft section. It seems to be fashionable, doesn't it? It's like £3. I say £3. I think it £3, and then it was in a 4 for a free deal, so it was like less than that, like £2.25 or something. That works out as, I think. So they're always pretty cheap, the Asda craft beers. I think I forgot to mention that actually on the Salt Hop Citra review, but it was actually in a 4 for free deal as well. But not forgotten on this one. Just seeing what the ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat, hops, yeast. So yeah, I think it's the first time Harbour have featured on the channel. Interestingly, I mean, they're quite a big brewery, I think, Harbour, but I think they're craft. I'm pretty sure they're craft, because I try and avoid... I know I review macro beers on the channel, like I've reviewed a couple of sort of like Guinness beers before and stuff, but I try and avoid sort of the sort of pseudo craft sort of really macro sort of breweries. Like I've never reviewed a Magic Rock beer, I don't think, and I've never reviewed a Beavertown beer or anything like that, or Four Pure. So I do apologise. I think Harbour are still independent. They are, but I just think but I'm sure they were one I'd heard of before and really got into my craft beer, so you never know. I think they are fairly big, Harbour. Certainly been around a while. Maybe they're one of them ones like Marble who sort of traditional and then sort of became a bit more crafty. Anyway, going off on a tangent already. Not really the right glass for this beer, my Malt City glass, but never mind. I used it in the last review, so I'm not... Sorry, my cat's having a funny 5 minutes. Do apologise about that. I think I edited it all out, hopefully. Haven't got to that stage yet. So anyway, back to the beer. The head's dissipated while I was checking on my cat who's yowling about something. Anyway, deep, lovely looking beer, though. A lovely sort of golden amber colour, a nice white head. It's a lovely, quite hazy beer, actually hazier than I was expecting. I was expecting a clear beer really, but it's actually really hazy. Like, you can get a bit of light goes through it, but not much else. Let's go for the smell. It's a peppery, quite slightly savoury. Bit weedy, bit of dankness. Bit of light citrus, I'd say. Bit of pine. It's like spiciness, earthiness. It smells like British hops, if I'm honest with you. Twiggy. Smells alright. It's not an unpleasant smell. But I'm not going to say it's the most amazing smelling beer either. Let's go in for the taste. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's really earthy. Really earthy. Marmalade-y as well. Yeah, it's proper traditional, it tastes. Quite malty. It's also quite like this. It really interesting. It's almost honey-like taste to it. A bit resiny. A bit of bitterness. Very carbonated on the tongue. Yeah, it's a real bitterness. The bitterness is amplifying a bit now on the back of the tongue. Yeah, a little bit woody, but not unbearably so, because I find that if some beers are too woody, I don't really like it too much, but it's a good, alright level of it on this. There's a flavour I can't. It's like a spiciness to it. I can't quite put my finger on. There's a flavour in there. Almost like, I don't know, almost like cardamom or something. Clove. There's a bit of wheatiness to it. I don't know if that's wheat in it. I'm just seeing what the I mean, it's telling me it'll be less zesty and light spice. There's there's a little bit of zestiness. There's definitely a spiciness. There's a little bit of zesty, but lemoniness maybe. But yeah, there's spiciness, bit of pine, floral. You can tell it's British hops. It's got very much the sort of hallmark British hop flavours. But it's, you know, I'm making it sound like this isn't a nice beer, I think. It's fine, you know, it's not unpleasant at all. I think I'm just trying to, you know, when you're just trying to sort of figure out the flavours, it almost makes it sound like you're being negative. I'm not at all. I'm just sort of trying to pick it. There's just some interesting flavours. Different flavours maybe to what I'm used to in an IPA. I have had British hop beers. I remember I reviewed a long time ago now. Well, I say a long time ago, probably less than a year ago, but the Buxton one, Brit Hop, and I also did a Dig Brewco. I did a British hopped, a British hopped beer. I think it was a tipper. Was it Big Swifty? I think it was called. I think they were both better beers than this. Though Big Swifty was not a supermarket purchase, that was a expensive bottle shop beer, so not really a fair comparison. But the Buxton beer, Brit Hop, that was a Tesco purchase. Was a little bit more than this. I think that was more like £3.50, £3.75. This was, like I said before, the 4 for 3 offer was £3. So it's a far cheaper beer when you take into account the offer. But I'm sure there was more fruitiness to the Buxton one. I can't remember, it's so long ago now. I forget things pretty much instantly. But no, this is alright. It's solid. It's just got some interesting flavours. You know, really sort of peppery, spicy. But there's a sort of like honey note to it I quite like. A nice honey-like flavour. Really earthy. Just if you're expecting your stone fruits, your passion fruit, your melon and stuff like that, this is not the beer for you. You know, if you want a big fruit bomb, go buy a New England IPA. This is not a New England IPA at all. This is very much more old school than that. No, it is nice. I know I sound like I'm trying to convince myself of that, but it is a nice beer. It's just an interesting one, a different one to what I was expecting, I think. No, it's nice flavours. It's quite very drinkable actually, very drinkable. As you can see by the rate I'm going through it. 6.8% though. It's not a session strength beer quite. Probably is compared to some of the stuff I drink, but yeah, it's solid. It's a solid beer. This. To rate this, it's an interesting beer. Interesting flavours. You know, very much you can, you know, the British hops. It's very much your sort of old school British beer taste. You know, there's a little bit of, I guess there's a little bit of sort of West Coasty IPA bit vibes in there as well, but yeah, it's very old school. I mean, West Coast IPAs are old school, so I mean that doesn't change that. But it's a lovely colour, great head retention, lovely lacing on the glass. It's a well-made beer, Something a bit different, and you know what? It's growing on me. You know, you know, if you want to try something a bit different to your Neepers, your West Coast IPAs, your usual IPAs you see these days, this is you know, go for this. You know, something a bit different for you, some different flavours, even from the other British hopped beers. You know, it's got a bit. I think this is more British hoppy tasting. I've really rambled on, haven't I? Bloody hell. It's probably about 1,000,000 minutes long, this video now. To rate it, look, it's not as good as the Buxton one, in my opinion. Well, maybe that's because that's just my personal preference, because that was more modern tasting than this. However, it's still very nice. Gonna give it, it's nice, a 3.75 out of 5. It's really grown on me. It's really grown on me while I've done this review. You know, and it's a grower, not a shower, this beer. It's a grower, not a shower. Once you sort of get used to the sort of different flavours it offers, it grows into a nice beer. So 3.75 out of 5 I'm going to go for, which may seem high because I've seemed quite negative, I think, on this review, but yeah, that's what I'm going for. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please drop us your thoughts below, give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already, click the like button to be alerted of all future videos, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.